Just across the 25. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Now Breeze on the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Shotgun now for Breeze. And that's caught by Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very solid gain of 27. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. From the gun, it's Breeze. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And he stopped immediately there. Terrell Suggs in on the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. To throw, it's Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. John Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did, and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a pickup of 8 yards to move him into a 3rd and 13 here.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd down.
Could be a blitzer.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Now Tucker to add the PAT. Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Ready.
Breeze going to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
3 down.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more yards that go around. A 1st down as well. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down, they hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
Well, you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Breeze looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he locates Josh Hill, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down. That good for 6 as they keep this drive right on rolling. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. And the Cowboys on the board again. It's a 2-touchdown lead there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. On first down, Breeze. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Here's Breeze. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Breeze to throw again. That's complete to Meredith. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football.
Break it down, fellas. Break it down.
Breeze now on first down. Over the middle, that's caught by Meredith. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. They'll run it with Kamara. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So now it's 3rd and goal. This Raven defense trying to keep him out of the end zone. Breeze now. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And Lutz's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point, a punt, or a field goal. Well, in this case, I think it is a little bit of a disappointment because it did end in a kick, but that type of a drive should end in the end zone.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, after last week, we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Now it's Hunt. And a short gain down to about the 33. Craig Robertson in on the stop.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
Detroit! Gun!
From the gun, Jackson. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a 1st down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. They'll toss it to Hunt. And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now Hunt. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. To go here in the first half. We're back to Baltimore after this. First red zone chance now for the Ravens. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Got a man, it's caught. For a Ravens touchdown. Jaleel Scott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point...
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Breeze now on 1st down. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Breeze on the hook up to Thomas for the New Orleans 1st. Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going deep for Brown. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. John Brown with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens will extend their lead. And he's able to put it through. Elsewhere, 2nd quarter in D.C. And it's the Cowboys that have moved out to an early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Breeze to throw. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. This will be fielded at the 17. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Okafor in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Gone!
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Flushed out right. And that's going to be incomplete. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They run again with Hunt. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Tackle there going to Marshawn Lattimore.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
They go play action now. Jackson. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Fielded just inside the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. To throw is Breeze. And Watson has it right side. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
The Saints on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They run. It's Kamara. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right. Alert! Alert! 3 down, 3 down. Hey, two.
Now a 1st carry here for Shane Vereen. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the 1st down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. The Saints on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Breeze. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead is down to 28-10. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Set! 319! 319! Switch!
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
Kill. Waiting.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers.
Now Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. A breakaway from Michael Thomas. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 82 yards. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches a football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. And the Ravens taking the field. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a two-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before. When you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay, it's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A toss play to Hunt. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And an alley to run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Play action. It's Jackson. That one taken in by the former Bruin, Jordan Lashley. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. Well, a clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Jackson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Two-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy, because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Ready. We're waiting. 11.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Whenever you see a team deciding to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, as a defensive player, my mindset is we've got them now, and that's why they dialed up the blitz and got after him.
But occasionally, you want to pass it on 3rd and 1. I mean, not a lot for sure, but sometimes just to keep the defense guessing.
Oh, no doubt. You want to break tendencies as you go along with the game because you don't want them to just say, oh, 3rd and 1, we know exactly what they're going to do. But in this situation, as an offensive lineman, as a running back,
and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 27, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. He's to the 10, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Completes this one to Meredith. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain at 21 yards. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Anthony Averett picks it. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Thomas, the intended target. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Play action. Now Jackson. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 46 yards. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson to throw, and he whips that one incomplete there. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Baltimore. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start out with a run by Vereen. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
Ready?
They stick on the ground. Again, it's Vereen. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Vereen. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Ready? You ready?
Now Breeze got to have this one. Thomas barreling ahead. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Here we go. Hey, easy. 3 down, 3 down. Ready? You ready?
They go play action here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, this is Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and The defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Baltimore, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.